Hey guys, me Dave. It's Thursday. I think it's August 27th, 2026, something like that. So I'm sitting here getting hit all day, man. Usually they do this on Fridays, but they did it today. I don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring, tonight's gonna bring, but they've been making my legs vibrate since 8 o'clock this morning. It's now 7 at night. So uh, I did end up calling 911 this morning, and they kind of talked me out of going, like they're like, what are they gonna do for you, and and stuff. But it's the thing is you can. I tried not to go, but this is ridiculous, and you can go down there, which I don't care if I go, and I don't care if I'm down there for 7 hours, but they try to hold you down there as long as possible so you just don't come home and end up back down there. So it's cost them a lot of money, and you're taking up people's time and stuff like that. So I mean, if they want to spend 100 grand, go ahead and send me. But so they kind of talked me out of going. They said if you want to go later, you know we'll come get you and blah blah blah. Same old thing every time they come. I know everyone that comes down. He's like, yeah, hey, what's up, Dave? Your legs shaking and yeah, same old stuff. So it's like they get paranoid or something because if you look at my medical records, we always go at the end of the month, unless they want you to go every week, you know, which they've done in like May and June, you know, but I went the 5th of August and I went the end of July. But if you look back all the way to November, I always go at the end of the month. So we always go through this at the end in the beginning of every month. I don't know if they're paranoid about what's going to happen or, all this stuff, but the end of the month, here we go. It's the 27th today. So we usually go on the 25th, and, you know, um, but the end of last month, they wanted me to go because they wanted to get me an MRI of my back, you know. So then I'm like, well, maybe I'll call the clinic and see if I can get in earlier for the neurologist. So then I was looking at my chart thing, and so I'm not even going to see the neurologist on the 28th. I mean, she's she's a physician's assistant. Maybe she has a specialty in neurology. I have no idea. Does it matter? They can't find anything wrong with me. It's been a year and a half. This is beyond ridiculous at this point. Costing a ton of money, costing them a ton of money, and stuff. So, they came up here and, chatted a little bit. And I said, well, I'll try to, tough it through. And he's like, well, if you want to go later, we'll take you. Um, and I he's like, if you go, you're gonna be down there all day, which I know that, because they don't want to, they hold me down there as long as possible because they don't want me to come back and go back down there. So we play this game every week. It's just you're getting tired, you're getting sick of it. You're like, screw them, let's just go. And then they really don't. The other group doesn't want you to go. You know, Probably because it costs a ton of money. So yeah, came up here, made a big scene. The fire truck was up here, the ambulance was up here. The manager at the building was up here. Everyone's up here. You know, oh, they're here to see me. It's just they don't care. You know, I mean, they just don't care about nothing. You know, so they're still doing it now. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but all day, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see what happens tonight. I'll keep you guys updated either way. But so then, you're trying to cook supper, and I'm like, oh crap, I don't have any clothes. I'm trying to do laundry, and and my mom was working up here, today. So I was chatting with her a little bit and told her I'd call. They came up here this morning, and that was before 11 o'clock. My mom came up here about 11:30. So it's stupid. It's mental at this point. You know. So it's that's what happened. So I don't know. Stay up for a while and try to lay down, and I don't know. I'm so sick of going through this, you guys. I'm tired, you know. But I will keep you guys updated on what happens. I wish this crap would end. I was thinking about Brian too and Kyle, Vulcan Wolverine, man. Those two are the biggest pieces of crap I've ever seen. They are fake TIs. And Kyle was trying to get people to go to those calls and to take kratom. Now there's people, little kids are overdosing on kratom. You know, it's like, why would you do that? You know, in Brian too. Just hold on a second. And Brian too is totally fake. He's acting, telling everyone that they're gonna kill us, and I mean, he is a perp. The guy gets 6 grand a month for being a perp, and he's the most evil POS on the planet, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, he's worse. Those two are worse than the people that are torturing, because they're also they accuse other people of being murderers, and all this stuff. That's what they're doing. And they will sell out your country for a few $1,000s a month. And I hope those two, you know, I hope God has something planned for those two. Brian two's still making videos. He's still a moron, you know, and he doesn't know. He thinks he knows a little bit about technology. He doesn't know as much as he thinks. And and he's sitting there telling people, you deserve to be tortured if you don't understand this technology, and da da da. He is a script robot that will do anything they tell him to do for $6,000 a month. No morals, no nothing. Claims to be, and Kyle too, crying on camera, and praying for TIs all over the world. Fake as hell. God has something planned for those two. You know, they sold out God, and they sold out our country, and they're traitors to our country. You know, if you don't have the balls or the respect to say no, then you're just a spineless jellyfish, and good luck to you. You know, I just was thinking about those two, and James Legal too. James Legal has been to prison, by the way. saying he worked for Lockheed Martin and all that. He didn't. I doubt that he ever did. I looked him up on mugshots.com. He's been to prison um, for a long time for beating somebody. Um, you know, so Kyle never gave his last name. Now I know why. Probably because probably has a criminal record, doing whatever. They own him. So anyway, different subject. But anyway, I'll keep you guys updated what happens tonight. Um, and still going on.